applause for her. Easy. Easy. Easy, guys.
Celebrating our icons. The man Dr. Victor Abimbola Olaiya has definitely been a blessing to this country. Looking back at his performance at the ball marking Nigerian independence in 1960, with the likes of Papa Chris Ajilo, Stan Plan, a Ghanaian, and the late Ayinde Bakari. He also performed for Queen Elizabeth II when he visited Nigeria in 1956. This same Victor and his trumpets was on stage when Nigeria became a republic in 1963 with his Cool Cats Orchestra in company of the famous American jazz artist, late Louis Armstrong. Dr. Victor Abimbola Olaiya was also called upon to represent Africa at the Prague International Jazz Festival, where he did the continent proud, judging from the audience response. His conferment with an honorary doctorate in music by the city of Los Angeles, California, also came in recognition of his impact on the social well-being of his people. It is also attested to that even in the unpleasant situations of war, the man Olaiya thrilled troops of the United Nations forces during the Congo crisis, as well as the federal troops during the Nigerian Civil War in 1967. Dr. Victor Abimbola Olaiya OON has been consistently on stage for over 60 years. In these years, he has played and put on vinyl up to 75 songs, which is actually available outside, that Nigeria and indeed the whole world would love to hear and keep. Some of these songs have been remastered for quality purposes and for the sake of posterity. That Olaiya loves his music is no doubt. His trumpet and white handkerchief are, however, in a relationship with him, just like his voyage through the love songs he had rendered over the past 60 years. Songs like Mofe Muyon, Ajike, Jojolo, Sofumi. Why do we want to honor Victor Olaiya? After all said and done, we as Evergreen Music have identified a national problem here. In October 2010, we decided to honor 45 men and women, Nigerians and Ghanaians, who have been involved in this art of entertaining and bringing joy to people through their songs and stage performances. We wrote to organizations benefiting from this environment. We wrote to government, state and federal parastatals and tourism boards, respectable individuals. We communicated with almost 450 of such individuals and organizations, but just few listened to our clarion call. It is not observed that Nigeria celebrated our 50th year of independence, and the man who played at the commemoration ball in 1960 was not even invited to the celebrations, though still alive. Where is our sense of history? Interesting, we received no support except from MCN Nigerian Communications, with whom the event would not have been implemented. Now we are stuck our necks out again to honor Dr. Victor Olaiya, the last of the originals. And you may be surprised to hear that the event today is made possible by the benevolence of few individuals and lovers of highlife music around the world. You may want to ask, why is Evergreen and OJs going to such lengths even when the society seem not to be interested? Too many reasons can be adduced. We all complain that we are fast losing our culture and that our society is becoming more and more decadent as our value system gets more eroded. We see a lot of relevance for our socio-cultural norms in the music of yesteryears. A lot of our evergreen music maestros sang about the value system of our society. The words of our elders, they say, are words of wisdom. So why do we want to lose our wisdom to the computer age? Our children sing today, but do they play musical instruments? Do they go through tutelage to become the best that they can? Our dear Victor Abimbola Olaiya Hohen was schooled by some late starts, such as Sam Akwabos in the sextet band as assistant band leader and trumpeter, Bobby Benson band as leader of the second set. In this continuous search for higher level of creativity and performance, Olaiya moved through the Lagos City Orchestra and City Tempers Band before he became a star. Fela Kuti, Sir Victor Iwaifo, Chief Billy Friday, Balamila, Rex Lawson, Steve Lawson, Prince Crosdale Juba, and several seasoned musicians were initially with Dr. Victor Abimbola Olaiya, and they became stars. We at Evergreen believe that our children need to imbibe that culture so that we can begin to groom stars in our musical values again. So how do we do this when most of our individuals and corporate bodies can't spend a bit of our resources to propagate a re-entrenchment of our socio-cultural values to hold this country together? Finally, Evergreen Musical Company and OJ's Entertainment have chosen to step out of the Nigerian syndrome of honoring our heroes only when they are dead. And we shall be recognizing tonight Dr. Victor Abimbola Olaiya OON, my namesake, for his consistency in Nigerian music and putting highlife music on the world map. Thank you. We love you, Baba.
Time for my life. Everybody. One more time. It's time for I like. Olaiya to be. Prepare yourself. Let's have a good time. Time for I like. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself. Let's have a good time. One more time. I'm the publisher of Inside Watch Africa. In my opinion, the Elders Forum is a very, very ingenious initiative that must be preserved because of the immense contribution it is making to the preservation of our history. highlife music and this forum is obviously an authentic bank to ensure that we have connection to our history. My advice for the youth is that they should find a way of getting on board and finding a way to connect to what is happening here, because if we allow our history to go into comatose, then we'll have ourselves to blame. So I just trust that in one way or the other we would be able to find a way as youth to connect to what the Elders Forum and the Evergreen is doing, so that we would be able to preserve our history, particularly in the area of music in Nigeria. Thank you. Oh, all right. Dr. Victor Olaiya is definitely someone that we should celebrate, because incidentally is one person that I've retained success. Usually it's very tough to be able to stand successful for a long time, but Dr. Victor Olaiya has been successful from ever the time it started up till date, and that for me is something that is enviable, and obviously somebody that every Nigerian should celebrate and get to know. Thank you very much.